what motivates your employees. And you can't build motivation on slogans and posters, nor can you build it on pay and bonuses and other financial type incentives. If your leadership is relying on those external motivators, then it's short term, it's short lived. And it was back in 2009 that Daniel Pink published his groundbreaking book, Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. And he drew on 4 decades of research and said that we have 3 intrinsic motivators: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. So autonomy, where an employee wants to feel like they own their work. Mastery, a need to grow and develop and become better. And purpose, where an employee wants to feel valued and that their work contributes to a bigger picture. And what Daniel Pink said in his book is that when you work towards those intrinsic motivators, you get higher performance and higher productivity. Because whilst pay and incentives, of course, are important, people want a decent wage to have a decent standard of living, but they're external motivators. They're not what really intrinsically motivates people and appeals to their inner drivers. So despite Drive being published over 15 years ago, many leaders in many organisations are still relying on pay and benefits and incentives to motivate people, and it's not working. And there was an interesting article written for MIT Sloan recently, Marilyn Gagne and Rebecca Hewitt, and I want to read what they said because it sums it up. Research shows that top performance comes from intrinsically motivated, highly engaged employees. But many managers assume that only carrots and sticks will ensure that people do their jobs, and their motivational toolbox relies on rules, monitoring, and rewards. Since managers started managing, they have questioned how to motivate employees to be productive and do good work, and for most, their answers are still shaped by assumptions formed long ago. While modern leaders understand that the best performance comes from intrinsically motivated, highly engaged employees, many still use traditional management practices that assume people won't work hard unless they are incentivised and monitored to make sure they deliver. And this all comes down to what I've been saying a lot recently and in my latest book, Be Remarkable. Leaders have to recognise that what stood them in good stead today will not tomorrow, and where in the past those external extrinsic motivators may have had some results, it's the intrinsic ones that will really reap the benefits. So leaders have to unlearn and relearn.